Well, greetings to you today from Gordon Turnbull and John Knox Church. I'd like to offer a word of encouragement for you today that comes from the 12th chapter of the letter to the Hebrews. It's a word that invites us to live our lives with perseverance. That perseverance, I think, it might be really necessary right now as we face conflicting news reports about how the coronavirus pandemic is going. We're unsure about how much longer we will be affected in our practical living. There are other great situations that are roiling about in our culture and in our nation. And sometimes, honestly, it's hard to engage all of that. And then just the normal challenges of our everyday living, circumstances and situations that are individual to each of us. It's a lot to deal with. And so I want to encourage you today to claim the love of God and the leadership of Jesus Christ as we keep at it together. This passage from Hebrews 12, 1 and 2 says this: "We're surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, and so let us also lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who for the sake of the joy that was set before him endured the cross, disregarding its shame, and has taken his seat at the right hand of the throne of God." We're called to follow Jesus with perseverance, to walk the path that follows Jesus's path. Jesus who says, "I am the way and the truth and the life," right? So that way, that path is the path that God put us upon when we accepted Christ, when we understood that Christ accepted us and called us into a new and different kind of living in relationship to God through Jesus. We're called to run the race, to walk the path with perseverance, to keep at it and not to be distracted and not to be diverted, not to move aside or fall by the wayside, anything like that. We're just called to keep at our faithful living. I know you can do that. And the encouragement is from Scripture, which tells me that centuries ago, at the very beginning of the life of the church, Christians were already dealing with the same kind of challenge. We'll always have adverse circumstances to engage, won't we? Being human has challenges in it, and being Christian in a world that does not yet fully understand that great love of God, which God's revealed to us, well, that has its own set of challenges as well. We're called to be Christ's people, to walk that path and not to let up, because doing so leads to our blessing, our salvation, and participates in the great saving work that God is about in the world. Jesus is the author of that faith, and he's the finisher of the faith. He's the one who goes before us and shows us the way. He comes after us and shepherds us along and brings us with him into the fullness of life with God that we're called to share. I hope that's an encouragement to you, and I hope it helps you today in whatever your circumstances to engage them confident of God's love and the leadership of the Lord who loves you. Go in God's peace today, and have a wonderful day.